The House will come to order. Today, the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Representative Camacho.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Schiebel, please call the roll.
Representatives Armagast, Bacon, Barone, Byrd, Basenecker, Bottoms, Bradfield, Bradley, Brooks, Brown, Caldwell, Camacho, Carter, Clifford, DeGraff, Duran, English, Representative English,
Excused.
Espinoza, Foray, Froelich, Representative Froelich, Garcia, Garcia Sander, Gilchrist, Representative Gilchrist,
Excused.
Gonzalez, Hamrick, Hartsook, Jackson, Johnson, Joseph, Kelty, Leader, Lindsay, Linstead, Luck, Lukens, Mabry, Marshall, Martinez, Morrow, McCormick, Pascal, Phillips, Puglisi, Richardson, Ricks, Representative Ricks,
Excused.
Rutinell, Ryden, Sirota, Smith, Soper, Stewart K, Stewart R, Story, Sukla, Taggart, Titone, Valdez A, Velasco, Weinberg, Wilford, Winter, Woodrow, Woog, Zokai, Representative Zokai, oh, and Madam Speaker.
Here. With 63 present and 2 excused, we do have a quorum. Representative Camacho, is it a dad joke today?
Good morning, Madam Speaker. It is an honor to serve with you.
It is an honor to serve with you.
And dear colleagues in the chamber, I'd like to make an announcement that last night I went to my HD6 meeting, and my bad joke, dad joke movement has really taken legs of its own. And I have received overwhelming feedback from the people of my district and people who submitted dad jokes, bad jokes. So I would like to shout out to Judy Mead from Lowry here in House District 6. And Judy's joke is, I swallowed a bunch of synonyms yesterday, and it gave me the sorest throat I've ever had. So Judy, that's for you. Madam Speaker, I move the Journal of Tuesday, February 4th, 2025 to be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk, and I'll be here all week. Thank you.
Members, you've heard the motion that the journal be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Members, We do have business. I will invite you to take your seats. We are proceeding to third readings. Thank you, members. Mr. Shebel, please read the title to House Bill 1030.
House Bill 1030 by Representatives Joseph and Stewart R., also Senators Cutter and Winter, concerning the requirement that certain building codes have accessibility standards that are at least as stringent as international building codes.
Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move House Bill 1030 on third reading and final passage.
Representative DeGraff.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I think it's just a last final appeal. I hope that we can not be signing up the state of Colorado to a bunch of unwritten stuff that we have not approved. We're not just looking at local sovereignty, the state taking away local control. We're looking at signing up to take away state control, to take away local control. So not only is it's really bad precedent wrapped up inside of a bad idea. So we have the ability already to deal with these things. A lot of international building code is already incorporated into our building codes, and that's fine. That allows us to take the good ideas, and it allows us to leave the bad. What this does, it opens up the precedent, which would be mission creep, in terms of continuing to go over where the state is taking local control by fiat, which it is prone to do, just like with transportation-oriented housing, that we are usurping local control on a regular basis, assuming that the state can know better than what's going on at the local level. I guarantee there will be a lot of consequences. I can't say at this point they're unintended, because that is the evident outcome that there will be bad consequences from this bill. So that is okay, because what we don't know is what we don't know. And what we don't know is what the building code is going to be, what the building code is going to allow. So we're signing up to have the state take away local control, and signing up for that, and then surrendering state control to whoever decides what the international building code is. And then so if we have something that we don't want, if we have something that doesn't work for our local municipalities, what that requires is going back into and suing their way out of it. Now, when we're looking at having whether we're going to have affordable housing, this is not a step away from affordable housing. This is like a giant leap away from affordable housing. We're already adding, and we know from the wording, we took some stuff was taken out, that this is going towards individual houses. Maybe not this time, but we know that the nature of this room is to always creep forward. So what's not in the bill this time, what was removed from the bill, will be added again later. And this is a giant leap away from affordability for Coloradans. A giant leap away because we want to cede control away from local municipalities and away from the state to sign ourselves up for something that we don't know. We're signing up and committing to a whole host of unknown unknowns. And it's a bad idea. If the international building codes come out with a really good idea, our municipalities can adopt those. If there's a really, really good something that comes out of the international building codes that we feel that the municipalities are not incorporating rapidly enough, then we could do that on a case-by-case basis here, if that is something that preserves the life, liberty, or property of other individuals. But signing up for something that you don't even know what it is foolish. It doesn't surprise me, but it's foolish. And this bill needs to be rejected, and it needs to go back. Well, it just needs to go back. It's well-intentioned, But again, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and this is going to be one of those roads that goes straight to hell with our building codes. So I recommend a no vote on this bill because we want to maintain some semblance of local control. We would like to maintain some semblance of state sovereignty as opposed to just handing it over to something that we don't know. So I recommend a no vote on this for state sovereignty, for local control, and for not having this room meddle in things that it has absolutely no clue about.
Representative Sukla.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
This bill is based on emotion. I see a lot of bills passed based on emotion and not common sense. This will hurt the affordability of housing, and I encourage a vote of no. Thank you.
Seeing no further discussion, the motion before us is the adoption of House Bill 1030 on third reading and final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. AML Bacon. Please close the machine. With 41 aye, 22 no, and 2 excused, House Bill 1030 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1091.
House Bill 1091 by Representative Phillips, also Senator Mullica, concerning the designation of the Agaricus julius mushroom as the state mushroom.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move House Bill 1091 on third reading and final passage.
The motion before us is the adoption of House Bill 1091 on third reading and final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Please close the machine. With 55 aye, 8 no, 2 excused, House Bill 1091 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Members, we are on third reading. I'll ask you to keep your voices down. Please close the machine. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title to House Bill 1070.
House Bill 1070 by Representatives Bradfield and Wright, and also Senator Michelson Janae, concerning the conditions when electroconvulsive treatment may be performed on a minor.
Madam Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move House Bill 1070 on third reading and final passage.
Minority Leader Puglisi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wanted to take a minute to acknowledge the great work of both of the sponsors, bipartisan on both sides of the aisle, to address the concerns that we had and to run an amendment that made this bill in a position where we could vote yes, or some of us can vote yes. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I just want to acknowledge the great work of the sponsors, and I urge an aye vote. Thank you.
Thank you. The motion before us is the adoption of House Bill 1070 on third reading and final passage. Mr. Schiebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Smith? Please close the machine. With 59 aye, 4 no, and 2 excused, House Bill 1070 is adopted. Co-sponsors. Please close the machine. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, House Rule 6E states, and I quote, "After a bill has been returned to the House by a committee of reference for consideration by the House sitting as a committee of the whole, such bill may be made a special order for a particular day or hour. Therefore, no advance notice of bills to be made special orders is required." With that, Madam Speaker, I move the following bills be made special orders on February 5th, 2025 at 9:25 a.m. House Bill 1084, House Bill 1027, House Bill 1023, and House Bill 1053.
The House will stand in a brief recess. The House will come back to order. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to withdraw my motion.
So moved. Please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the following bills be made special orders on February 5th, 2025 at 9:40 a.m. House Bill 1084, House Bill 1023, and House Bill 1053.
Seeing no objection, the bills listed by the Majority Leader will be made special orders on February 5th, 2025 at 9:40 a.m. Representative Woodrow. You have heard an enthusiastic motion. Representative Woodrow will take the chair.
The committee will come to order. With your unanimous consent, the bills will be read by title unless there is a request for reading a bill at length. Committee reports are printed and in your bill folders. Floor amendments will be shown on the screen and on your iPads. Bills will be laid over upon motion of the Majority Leader, and the coat rule is relaxed. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title of House Bill 1084.
A House Bill 1084 by Representative McCormick, also Senators Marchman and Simpson, concerning the substitution of gender-neutral language for gendered language in Title 35 of the Colorado Revised Statutes.
Representative McCormick.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 251084.
To the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill brings Title 35, which is the agriculture statute, up to modern drafting standards in language throughout. It makes no changes to substantive law and updates language around positions throughout the bill, and also updates archaic language. A few examples are everywhere it refers to a person such as the Commissioner of Agriculture or the State Veterinarian or the Secretary of Agriculture. Any of these people, it names them by title. Also, getting rid of archaic language such as therewith is now with the, therein is now in the, monies is now money, because we don't really say monies. And again, it's this is an English teacher's dream, this bill. So I hope you all can support it. We're just trying to piece by piece modernize our CRS. And I urge an aye vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on House Bill 1084? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of House Bill 1084. All in favor say aye. All opposed, no. 1084 passes. Mr. Schiebel, please read the title of House Bill 1023.
House Bill 1023 by Representative Martinez, also Senators Gonzalez and Simpson, concerning local government review of certain fencing projects.
Representative Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1023 in the Agriculture, Water, and Natural Resources Report.
To the committee report.
Members, we made a lot of changes in this through stakeholding process. So we added in a piece on opting in instead of an opt-out status for our counties, so that this is just an added tool for their toolbox if they choose to use it. We added also in a FONSI, a finding of no significant impact, so members of that county can go ahead and submit that if there's not a significant impact for fencing projects, and the counties can then waive that fee associated with that if they choose to. And then lastly, we added in a bit on fencing for our Colorado Parks and Wildlife to making sure that they are in compliance with, or that we are in compliance with their current regulations. So we urge an aye vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion, members, on the committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the Agriculture, Water, and Natural Sources Resource Report. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. The ayes have it. The committee report is adopted. To the bill, Representative Martinez.
Members, this is a bill that comes from the San Luis Valley. So for those that don't know, I'm from the San Luis Valley, southern part of the state. So this particular land that is in question here today is the Sangre de Cristo land grant, and this has been a property that has experienced a lot of differences, but really we want to be able to highlight some of why this land is different. So because of the land grant that was honored here in the state of Colorado, this is also guarantees access and usage for the land grantee descendants that are guaranteed by the Sangre de Cristo land grant of 1845. So I want to make that clear when we're talking about this, that this is not just a private property rights issue, that the land grantees also have rights associated with this. This is an issue that stems in. You know, the counties have tried to being able to get their heads wrapped around this, have been currently unsuccessful, and so this is why we're bringing this bill forward. We urge an aye vote to being able to help protect our people, but also to making sure that we're protecting our environment against erosion, and also wildlife, protecting our wildlife that can't currently jump over fencing that's in place, and again, making sure that we're protecting our people. So we urge an aye vote.
Representative Soper.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I also heard this bill in House Agriculture Committee. Very fascinating, nuanced bill. I began kind of following the issue when I saw it in the Colorado Sun, and then really seeing some of the nuances. I will say it definitely kind of pits some core principles against each other: private property rights, local government control. But then there's a third element, which is when it comes to contracts and easements. And that's really what we're talking about here, which is why the legal issue is very distinct. One thing that we talked about was there's a statutory declaration within the bill, and we try not to put opinions within a statutory declaration or within statute. I mean, we're writing for everyone within the state. And so certainly the very highly subjective words we really shouldn't have. And I've talked to the bill sponsor, and he's agreed to strike out a couple of words here. And with that, I move Amendment L006 and ask that it be properly displayed.
That is a proper motion. Please give us a moment to display the amendment.
Thank you. Make sure you say something.
Representative Soper.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a very reasonable amendment, even though it says the word irrational. So striking that is very important, so that we're actually talking about really, within the statutory declaration, protection of the environment and water, soil health and erosion, but not actually trying to dive into the mind of a landowner and what they may or may not be thinking. It's our job as legislators to protect the natural environment, but we don't necessarily play psychologists. So I ask for a yes vote.
Representative Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This was discussed with my colleagues. This is a friendly amendment, and we are happy to accept it. I also urge an aye vote on Amendment L006.
Thank you.
Any further discussion on L006? Representative Sukla. Any further discussion, members, on L006? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of L006. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. L006 is passed. Back to the bill. Representative Sukla.
Hey, can you come up here? Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is more of just a safety concern. I had the sponsor come up so we could have dialogue. There's a disease that buffalo have, and it's called brucellosis. For the last 30 years, we have never had that disease in the state of Colorado. Buffalo have it. The buffalo in Yellowstone have it. If the cow, so we vaccinate before a heifer is a year old, and what we do with this disease is, if the cattle get the disease, then you'll have to quarantine the herd and probably destroy it. So it's a valid concern. There is buffalo that is going to be on this ranch. If the cow and the buffalo touch noses, there's a good chance they're going to get the disease. My concern about this bill is the safety concern about the buffalo and the cattle commingling, and maybe the sponsor could clarify that concern.
Representative Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is something we've discussed before. Right now, in this particular ranch, there's a greater fencing piece in there. However, the buffalo are not separated from that, and so they are currently, and they have been commingling. We have not had that issue yet. I'm happy to look into that, and if there does become a concern or a problem, happy to make adjustments on this to make sure that we are protecting our livestock as well, too.
Representative Sukla.
So I guess the concern would be, I would assume that because they're commingling, that they've already tested the buffalo and that they test negative for brucellosis. But what my concern is what if the landowner brings in more buffalo from another location? Would they be tested as well so that everything isn't infected with brucellosis?
Representative Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I will leave that to the counties to decide, but that is also a concern of mine, but happy to look into that for you as well, just to making sure, again, that we're protecting our livestock from this disease.
Thank you, Mr.
Representative Sukla.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any further discussion on House Bill 1023? Representative Johnson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This does put into highly controversial issues, private property, local control. Like my good colleague mentioned, it is a disease aspect to protect bison. We are a fence-out state here in Colorado, so there is no obligation that a livestock owner has to add fences, but they should have that right on their own private property to add these fences if they are protecting their livestock and they're helping with disease management and prevention. In case of this bill, I would urge a no vote as it is a private property issue. Thank you.
Any further discussion on House Bill 1023? Seeing none, members, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1023 as amended. All in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. 1023 is amended, passes. Mr. Shebel, please read the title of House Bill 1053.
House Bill 1053 by Representatives Morrow and Weinberg, also Senators Marchman and Baisley, concerning limited immunity for civil liability for landowners who allow access to the property for entry and exit in connection with an emergency.
Representative Morrow.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a very simple bill. This is landowner immunity for emergency access to property. What this bill does is makes it easier for first responders to get where they need to go in an emergency without the landowner worrying about being sued. It facilitates better evacuation routes for those caught in an emergency. And I'd like to move it this time, move the committee report.
There is no committee report. Please move House Bill 1053.
I'm sorry. I move House Bill 1053.
That is a proper motion to the bill. Representative Morrow.
I did already briefly explain. I will let Representative Weinberg.
Representative Weinberg.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. General Assembly 75, Colorado is marked safe today for this bill. Thank God this is going to be pressed through.
That's right.
This is a property protection, and Colorado will be one step closer to being a better state because of the words coming out of this building. I urge and I vote.
Any further discussion on 1053? Assistant Minority Leader Winter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Thank you for bringing this bill. This bill is really important to private property owners. You know, I'm a strong defender of private property rights, and I wholeheartedly support this bill because that's exactly what it does. If there's an emergency and people need to go through your property, it makes sure that the property owner isn't liable, and I think it's a good mesh between emergency management and property owners. So thank you for bringing this bill, and I'm a resounding yes.
Any further discussion on House Bill 1053? Seeing none, members, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1053. All in favor say aye. All opposed, no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1053 is passed. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
Members, you've heard the motion. Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
The House will come back to order. Mr. Shebel, please read the report of the Committee of the Whole.
Madam Speaker, your Committee of the Whole begs leave to report as under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof and making the following recommendations thereon. House Bills 1023 is amended, 1053 and 1084 passed on second reading, ordered, engrossed, and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Representative Woodrow. There are no amendments at the desk. Seeing no further discussion, Mr. Shebel. The question before us is the adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole. Mr. Shebel, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Please close the machine. With 44 aye, 20 no, and 1 excuse, the report of the Committee of the Whole is adopted. Madam Majority Leader, would you like to lay over the balance of our calendar?
Madam Speaker, I move to lay over the balance of the calendar to Thursday, February 6, 2025.
Seeing no objection, the balance of the calendar will be laid over until tomorrow. Announcements and introductions. Representative Ricks.
Thank you, Madam Chair. House Business Affairs and Labor Committee will be meeting in 10 minutes in room 112 to hear one bill, House Bill 1018, with Rep. Wyden.
Representative Ricks, could I have you restate that maybe a bit closer to the mic? People had a hard time hearing.
Sure.
Thank you.
House Business Affairs and Labor Committee. We will be meeting in room 112 to hear one bill, House Bill 1018, with Rep. Wyden. See you in 10 minutes.
Representative Sukla.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Tomorrow morning, Western State University, the best university in the state of Colorado and my district, will be having a breakfast at the foyer. I hope you will join us.
The Mountaineers are here. Woohoo! Representative Sirota.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize a student from my district, Ronan Beal, is here observing. He is working on the Civics Bee and is observing state government and how it works, and just submitted his essay yesterday on the dangers of drought and wildfire in Colorado. So please, if you have a chance to welcome him, please say hello.
Representative Lukens.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Education Committee will be meeting upon adjournment in 15 minutes. We will only be hearing one bill, House Bill 251152, Tech Accessibility Liability Contractor. Thank you.
Representative McCormick. And Representative Soper.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Just a reminder, today at noon to 1 in Senate Committee Room 352 is All Things Water, for those that want a really great overview from Water Education Colorado, CWCB, and others on Prop JJ and all things water. So if you're interested, this is your chance. You do not have to be on the Ag and Water Committee to attend, so I hope that you'll stop by even for a few minutes if you can.
Representative Soper.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And members, I really would like to encourage everyone to attend as well. 11:45 in Senate Room 352. And this is really important. Water is our most precious natural resource, and being able to have a quick primer to look at all things water, from Prop JJ to just a brief overview on Colorado water law, is critical. So please stop by.
Thanks. Thank you. Representative Valdez.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good morning. The season premiere of the Energy and Environment Committee will be tomorrow. So there will be no committee today, Energy and Environment, but we will begin meeting tomorrow, 1:30, in the Old State Library, our new committee room.
Thank you. Representative Mabry.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members of Judiciary, we will be meeting today in room 107 at 1:30. We're going to hear House Bill 1013, House Bill 1129, and House Bill 1114. See you at 1:30.
Thank you. AML Bacon.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Members, the Black Caucus is hosting a press conference and community hearing today in regards to visitation rights with the Department of Corrections. If you have time, we would love to see you there. The press conference is at 11, and our community hearing is at 12, and that's when folks from our community will be coming to share their stories. It will be in Old Supreme Court at 12 o'clock, and the press conference is 11 o'clock in the West Steps. Oh, sorry, West Foyer.
Thank you. Representative Brown.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. For those keeping track at home, my aide had to remind me to sign up this morning. The House Health and Human Services Committee will meet in room 112 at 1:30. We will hear two bills, 1086 and 1068. See you there.
Thank you. And Representative Brown, thank you for leading the way on signing up for announcements and introductions. Not everyone does, so thank you. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today.
The House will stand in recess until later today.